Good morning! Welcome to another vlog. I have a day that I'm kind of excited about, a few things that I'm doing. I have a few updates to share. For one, I use these blue light filter glasses. They're like super heavy and I feel like I look like Edna Mode. That's her name. I look like Edna Mode in them. I just think they're so funny. I also got a new heatless curler set. This is my second time using them. It clearly did not keep my bangs in check. Let's see how they turned out. I really liked the look of them the other day. I think they're still wet. I tried to leave them in as long as I possibly could, but I just felt like they fell too fast whenever I put them in dry. But my issue is that my hair doesn't get fully dry whenever I put them in wet. So I know there's like an in-between there. So we're just gonna be hanging out like this to let them dry in their form. I feel like I never break out. So whenever I do, it's surprising. So I'm trying some new skincare and I kind of want to do a full skincare video, so I'm not going to show you everything, but I did get some new products. For one, I got this soap, which is gorgeous packaging. This was $7, which is on the pricier end for like a TJ Maxx, but it's just so pretty. And it's Harvest Pumpkin, so it has vanilla nutmeg and crushed cinnamon in addition to the pumpkin. I just think this would be gorgeous all year round to like refill. I'll just probably have it like this to hide the pumpkin part. Things that could be breaking me out is, for one, I've been trying to use my tretinoin more. I just have like a prescription grade that I got from my doctor last year whenever I went. And then I got this toner, which is a rice niacinamide toner. Toner's not something that I've ever really used, but I've heard great things with like skin flooding and things like that. So I'm honestly using like so many products at night now. And again, I'll talk you through all of them later. I just, for one, love the packaging. I don't know, I grew up in Japan, so this is just very like nostalgic for me, even though it is Korean. I desperately want a cup of coffee, so that is what is up next. At some point this morning, I'm also going to be doing a Crock-pot meal, and I'm kind of nervous about it because I don't really have a recipe that I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna throw some things together, but as long as the cook times are right, I think it should be fine. You know how I knew I was an adult? Was the moment I could start drinking just coffee and milk and not hating the flavor. Just because I don't mind the flavor doesn't mean I'm not gonna add caramel to it. And this was so expensive, by the way. I felt like this was $7.50. I don't know what I was expecting, but I feel like that's a little high. It's worth it though. But words, oh my goodness. I just really like the size of the curl. I think once I figure these out, it's gonna look really good. So I'm going to yoga tonight, which will be fun. That I think makes my Mondays just more fun and interesting. Like, it just shakes up the week a lot. I don't want to do too much since I'm just going to yoga, but I do like, you know, obviously covering up my imperfections. Okay, so I got way too light of a shade in this. I am excited to finish this up and then get a darker shade because I'm really enjoying this and I see people use it as their foundation, which I'm going to do today. It's just a little light. I'm gonna go in with this Neutrogena Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's supposed to be a dupe for the NARS one, and I honestly think it's a pretty good dupe. I'm gonna use this That's Taupe ColourPop palette, and I'm gonna use the shade Python. You know, I do really like these e.l.f. lip oils. I just don't feel like they're doing everything that I want them to. Like, they could be slightly better, and I don't know in what way. Maybe in like pigment, and it's still, I feel like they're calling it an oil, but it feels like a sticky gloss. So it's almost like they've just like repackaged it and given it like a new name so they can use their sticky gloss formula, but they're like, oh, it's an oil. I don't know if that's what I would call this. Something else I wanted to tell you guys, and I'm gonna tell you this, but like keep it a secret, y'all. It's embarrassing, okay? I went to go and see some music, which was really great. She was super good. She's from my town, and she had such like fun music. Like she played a bunch of like Taylor Swift and things like that. A lot of banger songs. Afterwards, they were like, hey, stick around because karaoke is about to start. And I was like, well, I still have my beer and like, let me just stick around and watch. I have a favorite YouTuber, Jessica Braun, who talks about like challenging yourself to do like hard things, something that is just like sitting on your spirit, that there's like a reason that you should do that, even if it's something small. Integrating like novel yet challenging experiences into your life, it's just really good for your brain health and it's really good for your confidence. So I've been feeling called to do karaoke. Okay, universe, like you put me here for a reason to do this flippin' karaoke. And so I signed myself up and I did it. And it went as badly as I expected it would, which is not like a surprise. I've realized, you know, I felt this like tension with my singing voice for so long. And I've realized what it boils down to. It's something that I never have like experienced in other places of my life. Girl, I have stage fright. I have stage fright whenever I sing. It's like my breathing, like my heart starts racing and it becomes hard to breathe, which then is really bad for your singing voice. And it's like you have all this tension because you're so scared. You're now not able to perform what you've practiced and like what you've rehearsed because there's this applied tension. And so I think part of the thing is that you have to then rehearse while you're tense, or like to be able to then practice relaxation techniques. So all in all, I think I should do karaoke more or do something to challenge that stage fright because I don't want that, you know? Like I rebuke that. I think stage presence was 10. Like how I performed it was amazing. How I sounded, girl, it was not it. I did Journey to the Past from Anastasia, which I absolutely love. I'm going to throw together a little crock-pot meal, so it'll be ready after I get done with hot yoga. I'm throwing this recipe together, so it's gonna be sort of like the kitchen sink thing where you just dump a bunch of stuff in. So we're gonna see how it goes. I feel so claustrophobic right now. Like, you know, whenever you just get overstimulated and sad and overwhelmed and it just makes you want to cry, that's how I feel right now. I just feel like I did a lot last night and it just doesn't feel like it was enough, and then I get really like upset with myself. Being real and honest there, it's not 100% done, which feels like it's 100% undone, if that makes sense. But now it's 2:30 and I really need to get this crock-pot going because it takes hours to get done, you know. By the time I make it back to the house, it's like 8:30. So that'll give it 6 hours if I start it right now. But it's just interesting, you know, whenever you're trying to post on social media, it's like, you know, people are like, well, you only see the highlight reel. I feel like with my channel, you're getting not the highlight reel. You're getting like some of my like worst complicated thoughts about life and how I'm doing, and whenever I'm not okay, it's like I just feel like I keep it very real on my channel, which also makes me feel like I'm not doing a good enough job at like pretending to be perfect like you're supposed to do on social media, I guess. But like that does not come naturally to me and my eyes are burning. Womp 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 womp. It's just gonna be really great going into yoga and having like garlic fingers. Some of the people who go to hot yoga smell bad, like really bad. I hate judging people or being rude, but It's bad sometimes. Especially, to be honest, like the guys. Like I don't, like there's other reasons why I don't want to be next to a guy in yoga, like obviously just comfortability and stuff. But like the other part of it is they stink and they sweat a lot. Okay, so I saw one recipe that was basically like just throw, you know, a head of garlic in there, throw a whole onion in there. So I'm pulling that from the recipe because I do love garlic and I just think it'll be so good roasted. I don't have any potatoes, which is unfortunate because that's always good in a roast. There was one time I gave myself a splinter from garlic. It hurt. It is nice doing just a crock-pot meal because like with pots, like I never know how I'm gonna feel like throughout the day. And so sometimes like after my workout, which I usually do between like 4 and 6, like I'm just tired and then having to work out then. It's just a lot. Okay, the hardest part is now probably over. Might drizzle some more oil in here. So I got onions, garlic, some olive oil. Look away now if you are vegan. But I have a roast duck, or a duck to roast. We all need to be more connected to our food and where it comes from. I think we're just way too disconnected, to be honest, and we need to understand like this was a whole animal, this was a whole life, and like seeing it in this form like makes that more of a reality, and that's hard. But if it's that hard, then maybe you shouldn't be eating meat, you know? Got some pepper and do ginger, and then I've got some onion powder. Sure. Ugh, okay. Thank you for your life. I'm so sorry. Again, I am making up this recipe as I go along. Some more olive oil over the top. Maybe I can go ahead and start it on low just to start the cooking time. I feel like this might be good. Now we got some bread and butter brown sugar. But this is the whole reason I wanted to do this recipe. I was just thinking that a brown sugar glazed duck just sounded amazing. So we're gonna do that. I don't even know if Travis is gonna like this. I don't even know if I'm gonna like this. But we are gonna try it. I need to buy some more. I just think this is gonna be so like caramelized and delicious. Okay, so salt and pepper for sure. So some salt. I'm gonna throw that down there too with the veggies. Should I do a little bit of sesame oil? Maybe just a little bit. Also, like some heat maybe would be good. We're gonna see what we see, y'all, but I feel like this is also like a great way to learn how to cook. It's just to like try things. I didn't brine it or anything, which I definitely think would help, like would make it taste better. I need to stop touching it. I'm gonna burn myself. That's that. Let's hope that that tastes good. Quick update. I think I forgot to put ginger on the top, so I added ginger and some onion powder on the top. And then I called my mom and I asked her thoughts on the temperature because I have, like, it's almost 3 now by the time I have it on. So that's 5 hours in between now and then. And so she said to just go ahead and put it on high and then check it in 4 hours. And after I check it, I'll either then put it on low or the keep warm if it's like finished. I just finished work and I reached the portion of the evenings that I like to call the I don't wannas. I don't wanna go to hot yoga and I don't wanna do the dishes before I leave. I don't wanna. Oh my goodness. I'm going to, but I'm gonna contemplate my life before I do that. 'Cause guess what? I don't wanna. Also, the food is starting to smell like really good. So that's good. After about an hour, it became like really fragrant, which is nice. It still has about 2 hours left, so I'll have to figure out what I want to do with it, whether I'm gonna put it on low or the stay warm setting. Let's take a peek. Yeah, that's starting to look really good. It's definitely not like crisped up how I want it yet, so it definitely just still has cook time, which makes sense. Well, I started filming a TikTok and now I'm running close to time of when I need to leave. Okay, and secondly, what I wanted to come on here and say is that I post here on social media, and I feel like over the years I've just pretended like it's nothing, right? For one, I have a lot of fun. I need to get some water in my cup. For one, I have a lot of fun posting on YouTube, like I always have, always will. But there is something, well, I guess I can't really talk. Hold on. There's something about posting on TikTok that makes me feel so anxious. I want to say that I enjoy it, but I also just feel like I don't belong. Especially whenever I do something that's cringy. And I posted a fun little dancing video. And I'm just worried about getting reamed on there. And I know it's like, you just have to do it sometimes. Ooh. Energy drops from Buoy. Shoot, they're not open. Ooh, look, regular Buoy that's open. So I know that I just have to do it anyway and like put myself out there. But yeah, hate comments are a thing and they're brutal and they're scary. But I prefer to be my fun, silly self and take that risk. I have got to leave, so I'm gonna stop talking to you. I'm gonna go collect myself and go to hot yoga. I swear, my car is like the worst place to try to film. I have nowhere to put it. Okay, so I made it on time, which is great. One of my little tips that I have to get through hot yoga, especially with pots, is I bring one of these. It's a frog tog, so I just make some ice water and then just soak it in it because it gets dehydrated every time. And I just squeeze it out and I have it ready for class. They also have towels in there, so I just get one of those wet. So if this doesn't, like if this is kind of, I don't know, gotten hot or whatever, then I switch over to that one and go back and forth. But it's really nice, so that's great. I don't know if I want to get out yet because it's still like 20 minutes until. It's hot.
I just hope that you're happy.
Okay, now that I look like a little fuzzball rat, I finished yoga. The meal looks amazing. We're gonna have to see how it tastes, but I wanted to go ahead and like formally end everything. Travis is home and I'm nervous. I'm shy. But I really appreciate you watching. Thank you for coming along in this like Monday day in the life. I feel like it was a very productive but sort of like chaotic day in general, but I'm really proud of myself for going to yoga. And it was really good. She said one thing that I wanted to share with you guys. She said something along the lines of finding the good amongst all of the bad, the pockets of joy. There we go. She said to find the pockets of joy in all of the negativity, and like, you know, on your yoga mat, things get really freaking hard, especially in this class. It's a very hard class. And she's like, you know, see if you can find moments and pockets of that joy. And I just think that's very applicable, and something that I found in my life is that it's so much easier to get through a hard time if you can find like a glimmer of like hope or peace or something that makes you happy and hang your hat on it. You know, if it's as simple as your coffee in the morning, then you're good to go. And sometimes that's all you have. I've been there, but a lot in my life, honestly. I find a lot of joy in my cup of coffee. But anywho, I will leave you that. Please subscribe if you enjoyed, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
I know that you're